Welcome to Fight Club 24/7. My name's Johnny Rashman. Right, let's get straight into it. I finally worked Tommy Fury out. Right? Now, hear me out when I say this. I'm going to explain it all. But first of all, I've got to say, this, right, and I'll probably get a bit of stick for this, but if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen my post about this. It's a sensational product, right? I've become fully obsessed with Prime. I'm not going to lie. I'm not doing this to try and get an endorsement deal or anything like that. I'm just fucking being honest. Like, I absolutely love it. When it first came out, I wasn't a big fan of it. Obviously, there was a big reaction to it and it was over the top and all that. And then I tried a few of them because you couldn't really get all the flavours at the time. It was the lemon and lime. Okay, nice. Tropical punch, didn't really like. Blue raspberry, that's what really got me hooked on it. I like that. And this is sensational as well. The strawberry and watermelon flavour. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. This, ice cold, pull it in the fridge, so pull it in the freezer for a bit. It's absolutely sensational. Right, I'm telling you, it's absolutely sensational. My favourite flavours are the strawberry and watermelon, the blue raspberry. I like the ice pop. And the Metamoon, sensational. Sensational. I love having one. I have one a day at least. Right? And it's ice cold. You can't beat it, especially after a workout. And for people who say I'm a hater with these guys, I'm not. I'll give them credit where it's due. That's a great product. Some people like it, some people don't. Whatever. I fucking love it. But anyway, going back to Tommy Fury. So before I continue, let me just make it clear. I've never said Tommy Fury is going to be a world-class boxer who's of any type of level. You would have noticed I've always said he's a basic level pro. And when he's talking about world titles and things, I'm the first one to call that shit out, right? Like I did last week. And it's not any hate and it's not trying to shit on someone's dreams. It's speaking the reality of this, right? He's nowhere near that level as he proved on Saturday, right? So I've never said he's on any decent level as a pro. However, I will hold my hands up a bit. In the build-up to the Jake Paul fight, I probably maybe let it consume me with Jake Paul. I didn't like the way he was acting. He was disrespecting the sport, calling out, saying he's going to be a world champion. And I did put Tommy probably on a pedestal. I probably said he was a lot better than Jake Paul. I said he was levels above him. Now, he is better than him, which is to be expected. He's been boxing far longer. He's got better fundamentals. But in the cold light of day now, there's not really much in it, to be quite honest with you, right? And a lot of people were telling me this at the time. And a lot of people were agreeing with me. But obviously, I've seen fights, since then. I mean, especially this KSI fight and seeing him train and the lack of discipline and the way he's come across. So it's opened my eyes, right? So I probably was giving him a bit more. I was probably making him better. I was making him out to be better than he actually is. Right, but as I say, I've always said he's a basic level pro, so you can't accuse me of saying this guy's going to be any type of good, he's going to reach any type of level as a professional boxer. But really, it was an interview post-fight, right? It was actually with Boxing Social. I don't know if you've heard of them, watch it. And let me just describe what he said. This is just bits of it. Conor McGregor said he wanted the winner of this fight. If Conor wants to share the ring, I'm happy. Anytime, any weight he wants. It will be an honour to share the ring with him. I think it will be a great build-up, especially with my dad involved, and I think it will be a great fight. When he said, especially with my dad involved, that was a light bulb moment for me. That was it. Why are you mentioning your dad? Your own man, what's it got to do with your dad? Now, we all know John Fury he's a bit of a character, he likes to get involved, and a lot of people accuse him of trying to make it about himself. But I actually think he's not, right? He does what he does to bring the numbers up. Now, yes, it's obvious he's doing that, but he's doing it for Tommy. That's why he does it. Why do you think he's always making a performance? He's hitting windows, or he's hitting TVs. And look at the clip with Jake Paul's dad the other day. Jake Paul's dad went up to him and said, "All right, John, how you doing?" And John went, "Oh, Mr. Paul or Greg Paul." And then he saw the camera was there, and then it was, "You want to fight me? You want to fight me?" If the camera wasn't there, he just would have shook his hand and said, "How you doing, mate?" Right, so he did that to raise the numbers up, right? While he's got his hat on saying free bet, right? So, listen, I don't begrudge anyone earning money, right? But that was a light bulb moment. Now, Tommy Fury knows he's going absolutely nowhere in professional boxing. He's not going to go back to fighting 6-rounders at York Hall for £5,000, is he? So when he's talking about being a world champion or competing for a world title, in my heart, I'll compete for a world title. It's utter shite. He's only doing that because he's clinging on that title of a professional boxer. Right, he obviously has the Fury name, but that title is what gets him the payday, because these YouTubers can then say, look, I beat a pro boxer, or I competed with a pro boxer, or it was a split decision with a pro boxer. It gives them validity, and he is dining off it. He's living off it. So when he's talking about world titles, he has no intention of going back to real boxing. He doesn't. Think about it, right? He's getting paid millions to fight these YouTubers. What is he going to get in boxing? He doesn't have a fan base in boxing, right? And with all due respect, he doesn't really have a fan base in YouTuber boxing. They all come to watch the YouTubers. It's KSI and Jake Paul that people are interested in. No one says, oh, I'm going to watch this fight because of Tommy Fury. With all due respect, he stinks the place out, doesn't he? He's not exactly Mr. Exciting. At least Jake Paul and KSI knock people out. Okay, granted, a much lower level. But watching Tommy Fury fight, it puts you to sleep. He's just, he's not exactly got a great style, has he? And he's not going to fill out arenas. And to mention Conor McGregor, do you think Conor McGregor's going to give you a payday? Mate, listen. You're getting the payday from the YouTubers because you're incredibly fortunate to have the Fury last name. Listen, you deal with the cards life plays you. Fair enough. And right timing, right place, right timing. You're around when the YouTuber scene was around. Because if it wasn't, this was a few years back, where would you be? You wouldn't win the Southern Area title. You ain't even got the discipline in YouTuber boxing. What's the excuse now? Oh, he wasn't making weight right. He had to bring in a weight specialist 2 weeks before. The fight was it was announced, when was it announced? In July. And you turn up out of shape. I mean, what do you want? A 2-year training camp? You can't be disciplined against YouTubers. What are you going to do in pro boxing? You ain't got the discipline, you ain't got the ability, you ain't got the skill. He's just fortunate that he has the name, doesn't he? And he's actually fooled me, he has, because he's a good guy. And I'm not trying to hate on him. I'm just giving my opinion, right? Fair play. Listen, you make your money, you've got a beautiful family, right? Fair fucking play. Listen, anyone in his position would do it, right? So I'm not disputing that at all, right? But he's done it in a smart way. A lot of people say, oh, Tommy's not smart. They say he's a bit thick. It's a bit rude, right? He might not be the most academic person who is. I'm not. Not everyone can go to Harvard University, right? But he's done it smartly, right? Because it's now the dad. Why did he say it will be a great build-up, especially with my dad involved? That's very suspect for me, because with all due respect to him, he's not exactly Mr. Personality, is he? He's not exactly got the charisma of a Tyson Fury or Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather. Do you know what I mean? He's not. John Fury makes the noise, whether you like Big John or not. I think he's entertaining. A lot of people get annoyed by him. I think he's entertaining. But it's clear what he's doing is to drum up the numbers, the views, the interactions. Why do you think he's there all the time? He's there. He's never there when Tyson's fighting. He's there eagle-eyed because now it's part of the package. And the fact he says, there'll be a great build-up with my dad involved. Do you think Conor McGregor's going to give you a payday, mate? Please. What have you done to earn a payday? I'm not being funny. Right, you're getting a lot of money and you're dining on the fact that you're a professional boxer. For me now, he can't be classed as a professional boxer. That tag's gone. Right? If he comes back to professional boxing and has professional fights against actual professional boxers, then fine, we can call him that. But you are not a professional boxer anymore. Look at the fear of God in his face when Vidal Riley names gets mentioned. You see him panicking. You see the fear in his eyes. Because Vidal would put him to kip within 2-3 rounds. That's the reality of it, right? Vidal's an English champion. You can see the fear in his eyes. And what's the excuse he's making? No one knows who Vidal Riley is and all this. It's like nonsense. In professional boxing terms, he's probably one of the most well-known boxers, Vidal Riley, because of his links to KSI and all that. He's extremely well-known. So if you were going to have a big fight in professional boxing, that is the fight. That would legitimately be a pay-per-view fight with the crossover appeal now, right? But he's fooled me. He has the last few years because he's not obnoxious, Tom. He's a well-mannered guy. He's a nice kid. Right? He's not a fighting man and all that like Tyson. He's not that. He's not. He's a nice kid. He's well-mannered. Right? And he's making his money. Fair play. Right? He's smart the way he's done it because like I say, that title of the professional boxer. So by him saying in interviews that I know hand on heart I'm going to fight for world belts, that gets in casual boxing fans' minds because they're thinking, look, this guy says he's going to compete for a world title, and they'll be a bit confused with the level. So if they see KSI going the distance with him, it's like, look at my hero, KSI went the distance with someone who thinks they're going to fight for world titles, when in reality he's never going to get to that level anyway. But I don't think he has any intention of going back to professional boxing. He can't. What money he's going to get? Like I say, he doesn't command an audience by himself. He could fight someone who is going to fill up that stadium. He's not going to fill up the MEN. He wouldn't sell 5,000 tickets, I don't think. I honestly don't think he would, because he's not an exciting fighter, and it's the YouTubers who bring the noise and the excitement, and he's done it well. He's done it smart. What he'll do, he will go around the houses. He'll fight Jake Paul again, Logan Paul, maybe a KSI rematch, maybe someone like Darren Till, that's not a YouTuber. I think, Darren Till is a legit MMA fighter. I'd respect him for having that fight. I know he's not a boxer, right, but he is training as a boxer, but it legitimizes him more than fighting a YouTuber, right? But that's what he'll do now. Like, you can already see, I think his brother came out and said it wasn't a good performance, and he couldn't have argued if he lost. And I think his old man said, maybe there should be a rematch. Of course, they want the money. They're living on cloud nine, and they must wake up and think, my God, thank you very much. Like, it's unbelievable, some of his ability to get this much money. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He's getting the stars treatment. He's coming to the ring and it's like, he's just so poor, isn't he? Like, he is. He's just poor. He was training at a gym I know called Elite Boxing Gym for the Jake Paul fight, and he actually was looking okay in that fight. He looked a lot better than he did in the KSI fight, but for whatever reason he didn't train for this fight with them. That's a professional gym. Now, if he had any intention of having a professional career, he would have stayed in that gym. Right now, he can waffle the crap about being sparring world champions and all that. Who are you sparring? You tell me what world champion you're sparring legitimately, because I'm telling you, you're full of shit, mate. Because any world champions you claim you're sparring, they're either taking it easy on you or it's Tyson. Right, you can say, spar Tyson. Well, he's obviously not going to go hard on you, is he? I know what level Tommy's at. Right, I don't believe he's going back to professional boxing, not in any way, shape, or form. No way. This is all a money grab. Listen, he only has to fool us another few times, and he can ride off in the sunset and retire. He's done it twice. He had me fooled the first fight with Jake Paul. He had me fooled this fight. He won't be having me fooled again, because next time I'll always pick him to win against a YouTuber, but I won't be saying he's comprehensively. I won't be analysing their ability and saying this is what will happen, because he has not got the ability to carry that out, right? He's gone. What's he gone? He went 8 rounds with Jake Paul and 6 rounds with KSI. Never wobbled any of him. Embarrassing. And he's turned around saying, I want to thank my Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ for this victory. Do me a favour, mate. Come on. Like, listen, respectful religious people, right? But, you've gone 6 rounds with a YouTuber. You don't need to thank your Lord and Saviour. You do need to thank your Lord and Saviour for giving you the opportunity, to be fair, because someone with your ability should be thanking them every single day. I would, to be quite honest with you. Listen, I'll only be a bit sarcastic. I'm not hating on him. Listen, I'm only being honest, right? He has fooled me. Right, because he does it with a nice charm. You see, he doesn't really get involved online and anything like that. He's a nice kid and he's making his money for his family. I don't begrudge anyone with that. But I'm obviously going to call out when he's talking world titles and professional boxers. And being a professional boxer, you are not a professional boxer, mate. You're an embarrassment to professional boxing. The fact that you can't even come in shape against KSI, or is that just another excuse? Or is it an injury? It's always an excuse. Every fight, the Anthony Taylor fight, it was in America, it was on a big show, he wasn't fit. And the Jake Paul fight, it wasn't his best performance. This fight, he's going to knock him out and do all this. Embarrassing, mate. I didn't believe it anyway. What discipline? He's never had the discipline. He's never had the ability, right? Now, if he knuckled down and spent every day in the gym and had a career like Vidal Riley is starting to do now, then okay, I'd respect that. I still don't think he'd reach British level. It's a good level that I don't think he would. But I could respect that more. But to say I could fight for a world title, how are you going to fight for a world title? You see, if I heard that nonsense, I would have said, okay, outline your plan to me. Because as soon as the fight finished, you waffled, I'm done with crossover boxing, then called Jake Paul out in the same bloody sentence. It's like, my God. And Conor McGregor, why is Conor McGregor going to give you a payday? What are you going to give him? What are you going to give him? You don't bring him a big fan base. You bring the Fury name, but you don't bring excitement. Like, why would Conor McGregor's about legacy. No matter what you say, he wants to tough his challenges. He ain't going to fight you and give you millions of pounds, mate, so you can stink the place out for a fucking third time. Right? That's twice he's done it now. Honestly, this is the reality of the situation, man. He's marketing this very, very well. Now, I know a lot of people can say, well, I've always said that he's had us forward. Fine, if you have, fair enough. And as I say, I've never said he's any type of level as a pro, but really, this is it for him now. You know, like I say, when he's mentioning world titles and trying to be a pro boxer and trying to compete as a pro boxer, that is just so that name stays there, the title, Tommy Fury, professional boxer. It legitimizes these YouTubers by them going close with him, where he's a poor reflection of a professional boxer. I mean, he's not even Idris Virgo, I think's a lot better than him, to be quite frank with you, right? Tommy Fury is extremely poor, right? And no matter what I've said in the past, now I'm saying, right, he is a crossover boxer. He is not a professional boxer anymore. Don't disrespect the real people who dedicate themselves, who make weight properly. You've got millions of pounds on the line. You can't make weight. Come on, it's excuses. You're just not good enough. But like I say, he has to fool us another few times, and he'll ride off into the sunset, and you'll never see him again in the boxing ring. I don't think he has any intention of being a professional boxer. And his old man will know that, and Tyson will know that, and his brothers will know that. They'll know what ability he is. He can try and live up to whoever he wants to. I know he says he can't live up to Tyson, but the way he talks sometimes, it's like you are trying to be them. You're not a fighting man to an extent. You're not them. You're not Tyson. I don't care what you say. You're not. You might be to take your jacket off and all that. You're not. You're a nice kid. You've got a limited boxing ability. You're a good-looking geezer. You've got a beautiful family. You've been smart marketability-wise. Him going into Love Island, what a decision. Look what's happened on the back of that. Look at the domino effect. It's unbelievable. If he didn't go in there, all this wouldn't be happening. You know, so that was a great decision. So fair play. He is a smart guy. He is making money, right? And I don't begrudge anyone of that. But he will not be fooling me again. I've worked him out. It's the old man that does everything he can to drum up views and engagement. Let's be real. If it was Tommy just doing it by himself, he's going to watch. You know, he's not exactly Mr. Personality, is he? And in the interview, that's when the mask slipped. I think it would be great build-up with my dad involved. That was like okay, now. That light bulb moment, okay. So we know John's doing everything just to drum up the views and engagement for you, right? But unfortunately, that's not going to get you Conor McGregor fight, mate. So don't even mention his name. You're not worthy to mention his name, right? But I wish him well. I ain't going to keep going on about him anymore. I said in a couple of posts that people are actually getting confused with. I said with Dylan Dennis, I don't want to mention his name again after the fight, and I've not. I've done a post, obviously. I'm a media outlet. I have to react to news. Right? And the YouTuber boxing thing, okay, before the fight, it was annoying me a bit, the promotion. Listen, I'm a boxing man. You know, when they're talking like world champions, like they're going to be a world champion and, you know, and all that, it does annoy me a little bit. But listen, I come to the conclusion, it's more WWE than pro boxing. I don't have any problems with it. It was a sensational night on Saturday. I'm seeing people in the media shitting on it, people who are commentating on it. Did you not accept your paycheck, mate? Right? Listen, it's not boxing. The demographic of the audience aren't going to go to York Hall on a Friday night at 7 o'clock to watch an English title fight. It's young girls, it's young boys, it's kids, it's parents, it's cousins, it's family, you know. They sit there from the first fight to the last. They do that in pro boxing. It's not pro boxing's fault that we don't have we don't have much personality in regards to promotion. It's just the same people interviewing people on every broadcast. Boring. Like, where's the personality? There's none. And I'm not saying this with everyone. I'm not. I've got a lot of respect for people who are in the media game of boxing. But there's a few people who keep getting the same gigs, and it's like when you're interviewing, I'm not really getting anything from it. It's not a lot of personality there, right? These guys bring personality. So it's not a boxing issue, right? And what do you expect to the level? You're not going to get Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard ability, are you? So I don't understand why you're shitting on it. I was that person at first. I said, it's a disgrace to boxing. Someone's going to get hurt. I've done an article about it, but I've come to the realization, and after speaking to boxing trainers, right, who have said, listen, my gym is full up. Kids' classes are full up because they're watching KSI and J-Paul. I can't argue with that, right? So I don't have an issue with it. I don't have an issue with it. It's the production value is sensational. There's a story with every fight, right? They know what they're doing. They can promote it. Now, I know some people are saying boxing should take something from that, but you can't take everything from it because you've got to understand these are content creators first, not boxers. When you're boxing, you've got to train and dedicate yourself every day. You can't make YouTube videos all day, right? But there has to be an element of it that boxing can take, and that's storylines. So that doesn't mean throwing apple pies or getting your tits out all the time, right? But there has to be something, because for me, it's just the same people in professional boxing doing the same things. We had a unified middleweight title fight on Saturday, and we had Tim Tszyu defending his world title. No one was speaking about it. Why? That's not YouTuber fault. That's the promoter's fault. Your job is to promote. If you're not getting people talking, you're not doing your job properly. You know, that the unified middleweight title fight, Yannick Al-Kamahani, I can't pronounce his second name, but you know, that guy's a fucking serious fighter. But you go on the street, they say who? That's not a YouTuber fault. That's a boxing fault. And boxing, with all the politics and the issues and the non-stop problems we have, that's not a YouTuber fault. That's a boxing fault. So you can't put the two and two together. They're not, right? It's entertainment boxing more. It's not professional boxing. And I don't watch every single show of Misfits. I don't, because I can't watch the really bad ones like Astrid Wet, and then I can't watch her box. I don't want to sit there and watch her box. Right? And the tag team, it's just not my cup of tea. I know people have said it's exciting. I'm just not going to sit there and watch it. Maybe if I watch it, I might do. Right? But there are some fights that I will watch, and there's some cards. I'll watch the KSI cards. I'll watch the Jake Paul cards. I know it's not Misfits, but you know, I'll watch them, and I'll watch that Dina Great was a good fight, that with Sharks fella. Slim, nice geezer, Soul Pappy. You know, that's decent level. You know, it's not pro, but it's decent. It's not bad. They're keeping the hand straight. And I watched a bit of that. Is it My Mate Nate and Winston Nunes? I don't even know who won it, to be quite honest with you. But there was not bad ability there. It wasn't rushing in. There was, double jab, right hands, keeping the shape well. That wasn't a poor fight from a technical point of view. So, you are getting a better standing now, but it's entertainment. That's what it is. So don't confuse it with pro boxing. But that's it. As I say, I've worked Tommy Fury out. Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm right in what I'm saying? Have you been fooled by Tommy Fury? Like, comment, subscribe, let me know.